everybody. My name's ignore my sticky notes. My name's Soda, and I am a very tall individual in real life, which means that not only can I reach tall things, but also that my spine is liable to snap at any given moment of any given day, just because, there's only so many bones in there. And it's not my fault. It's not like I could or would do highly invasive surgeries and experimental drug treatments on people to alleviate every single weakness the human body may or may not have.
What? Oh, Apu, I would never. Or would I? I've already gone this far.
In this game, People Playground, you got all sort of meeps and morps, and they feel pain and do all sorts of other fun things. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, and I've got a series of examples of things that are just straight up wrong with humans as of right now and as of these days. And then we're gonna go through all the ways to prevent or at least alleviate all of those conditions, as I did sort of kinda promise my Discord, which you should definitely be a part of if you're not a potions class of sorts. And I think that's what this day is gonna be. For the basic summary of what we're doing, we're going to jump into the substructure and head into the bathroom and start experimenting with what we find under the kitchen sink. Okay, now that we're here with our volunteer, let's go ahead and take note of what happens to humans under various, stressors, and just go over the damage types and what they really mean. Keep in mind, I'm speaking as a scientist, okay? I've got many hours in this game that have taught me these things. But I am not a computer scientist. I did not open this up. I do not know if there's actual damage types in this game in terms of, categories. I'm going off of what I'm seeing with my mighty brain eye. So we're going to cover a couple of things here. First of all, boom, right here. Excellent. So, first thing you're going to notice, and this guy is going to be a little loud. You know what? He doesn't have to be awake for this. Oh my god! Oh, okay. Well, that knocked him out. So, first thing you're going to notice is that when a human has something lodged through them, it does damage the surface, the entry. There's an entry and exit wound. That is a real thing in this game. And blood starts leaving from them if the physical thing is removed. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. The reason I point this out is that this blood, so to speak, this, and again, I'm going, oh, lights went out. I'm going off of, things I've observed. This blood usually needs to stay inside of them, for them to stay alive and whatnot. But it actually exists within every part of the human. And that's going to be important because this stuff actually, it flows around. Look at this. So they're going to love this. He's going to love this. See this health bar going up? Two things just happened. One, the bandages actually stop the blood flow. Two, bandages innately have a slight level of regeneration effect. They make the boo-boo feel better. For a bit of a better example of what's going on with this, I'm gonna have to expose this guy to a little bit of a flame damage. Because, see, here's the thing. Under these bandages, or just in the areas in general, these wounds will recover on their own. But I'm gonna show you a little something. Oh no! Some crazy B word has blasted this guy's legs with a laser rifle, and instead of burning it, it actually exploded the limb. That's interesting. That's new. Must deal multiple damage types, maybe, perhaps. But the first thing you're going to notice is that the human is bleeding out of this, which is a cauterized wound, you would assume. But more importantly than the fact this human is bleeding out, this wound is burned, technically maybe even a little bit rotten, maybe a little smelly. This bandage will actually re-enable the wound to start healing organically. Normally, burned limbs do not regenerate. Not on their own. Humans can't do that. But a little Band-Aid on there, and now it counts as alive. I'm going to speed this up and let you see it. Look at that. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why the heck are you showing me this? This is supposed to be about fixing problems. About making the problems not a problem in the first place. And to that I say, shush. baby bird. I'll feed you. Or, open up. I'll feed you, baby bird. Or, listen, I don't know. It's been a long week, okay? I don't know. It's been a long week. But yeah, basically, just understand that everything you're seeing here, other than being horribly torturous, by the way, sorry, I don't know how long the video is at this point, but if you can't handle this sort of thing, you might want to step off. Also, welcome to the first time, and hi again, hello. Oopsie poopsie, forgot to do the disclaimer. Let me add that to my checklist. Disclaimer. Wake up, John. Wake up. It's time to stop yapping and show some rapid-fire examples of what humans really don't like, such as spring-loaded 2-ton weights. And then, after a few brief demonstrations, a life-changing surgery so that we don't have to fear anything ever again. And, yeah, that's right. What's that? People encourage me to do this type of stuff? Well, who would do that? Any hoozle. Oh! They won't like this either, John. Here's a flare so you don't get lost down there. Okay, have fun, buddy. This is a very important demonstration, John. You can almost hear the anticipation in his voice. He knows that he won't have to fear anything like this ever again eventually. Just once we get to the end of this tunnel. Is he fine? It's not bad, really. Oh, I got him too close to the flare. Hey, buddy. Hey, John, you waking up? You drowsy from the hypodermic needle in your leg? No. We're just gonna move this up a little bit. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. There you go, buddy. Hello, everybody. I am back. I had a good night's sleep. I was a little crazy near the end of that other session, as I think you guys could tell. But I'm alive. I'm well. It's been too long since the upload, so I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna go straight to showing y'all how to make the strongest, most indestructible as much as you can make it human in this game. This will be, revealing all sorts of secrets, all sort of my special little brews. And I've actually failed this recording like 4 times because I just couldn't talk to myself about it. So I've got one of my favorite guys, one of my favorite members, the legendary Swan King in here. And so if I ever have trouble talking about what's going on, I can explain it to him. Now, I'm going to get right into it because we've waited long enough in this video. So I've got everything laid out here. You are going to need everything in here. You're going to need the Flesh Ripper offer. You're going to need the automatic Immortal Enhancer. You're going to need the Arm Popper offer. And you're going to need the the Liquid Shaker. So when I say toughest guy in the neighborhood, I'm talking about like, as an example, I'll show you the prototype for this surgery. I actually, made this surgery to help a friend of mine who I accidentally cut in half while helping him with a different problem entirely when I first started playing this game. This is him. You love him. You know him. He's in many of the other videos and in a couple of sessions coming up soon. He's doing multiplayer with me. It's Brimpley! He loves it! Yeah! So, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I think it's better that you see it. We're not going to completely encase him in a bulletproof shell like this time, because making armor is probably going to be another video entirely. But he's got all sorts of wonderful inner workings in here, as you can sort of see me hovering over all of them, including, something like ray guns and whatever. But yeah. We're going to just, throw him into the ocean. And get to it. So step 1, and as a good scientist I will be checking my work as I go, is what you need to do is you need to take yourself a volunteer and you need to activate your Flesh Ripper offer machine, because I believe that the best way to do this in a previous update, and the way Brimpley is programmed right now, and Brimpley, by the way, can fully survive being shot out of a nuclear cannon, completely unscathed. He's totally fine. I'm gonna have to help this guy out. There you go, buddy. It's okay. Just let it happen. Let it happen. Let it happen. Hopefully he doesn't get any limbs bursted. But the previous way that was best to do this, oh, looks like we lost an arm, was to introduce all the drugs to the skeleton first, so that the skeleton itself had super properties, and then regrow all the flesh and make the flesh itself super. So that is what we're going to do. This is a test skeleton, however. We're going to see, just to make sure, and just to get a visual, I'm going to show you guys the fact that this skeleton should, in one version of itself, okay, we're going to go ahead and grab him. He's very crispy, so we're going to be very careful with him. Bop. Bop. So this skeleton should, without shadow of a doubt, be kind of pop and lockable, just as a demonstration. Please stop. Okay. Yeah. See, crushable, very crushable. We're gonna go up, and then we're going to grab our other one here, and we're gonna give him a little taste of serums here. So the ones I would like to introduce him to, and I remember I did promise you a potions class. We're gonna get into that. Is the vanilla, and this is all vanilla, by the way, strongest vanilla creature you can make. We're gonna just sort of soak this skeleton in ultra strength serum. Might cause immortality. That's actually not true, but it does increase durability, so it should make this guy crush resistant. And if it's working the way it did in previous updates, he will absolutely be crush resistant, even as a skeleton, which is really what you're gonna want to see. Uh-oh. That's no good. Let's go ahead and, Did you hear him wake up a second? Okay, let's try that now. Looks like it definitely helped a little bit, but the arm still bursted. Now, ours won't have this much of an issue, but it looks like that still does have a mild effect. We will go ahead and do it anyway, so sorry, John, who is currently sleeping in a nice containment chamber. That will happen to you eventually. But that last fluid, the one that made the biggest change here, is Immortality Serum. You guys see me use this in a lot of my videos, and a lot of you have been like, oh, please, you're using Immortality Serum. It makes your creatures, it means they can't survive on their own. Immortality Serum doesn't make people immortal. It just gives them a helps them out as long as the juice is flowing inside them. And that's going to matter a lot, because you're going to see that there's several ways to get the juice out. Which means the supply is limited, which means it's really just another form of durability enhancement. What's happening over here? Why are you on fire? I see the flaming skeleton landed on him. But that's okay. I made him be quiet by sucking all his blood out with this machine earlier, so, you know, he'll behave himself. But now it's time for a potions class. First of all, I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this jug up here so we can go ahead and dump our materials into it. So what you're going to need for Immortality Serum is 2 vanilla artifacts, which you can get from a nuclear bomb and from a entertainment segment. You're going to want some liquid dopamine. We're going to suck that out. Oh, yeah. 1 full syringe of dopamine. Put that in there. Should auto-feed into our thing here. Good. And then you're going to need a little bit of Trentium. Trentium can also be used to cure brain damage, but this is one of the few potions in the game you can actually mix up yourself, so go ahead and suck that out. Yeah, 1 full vial of Trentium. And Trentium and Mending Serum in equal amounts are actually... oh my god. Are actually capable of reacting with each other. And we're going to leave this like this. I'm actually, you know what? To make sure nothing backwashes, because the mixture needs to be even. You put it in here. Now, this used to be an instant reaction, and it's actually so slow you might think I'm joshing you, but I found you can speed up the reaction and make yourself some nice piss by activating the Mixer Upper Machine. Oh. By activating the Mixer Upper Machine's metronome. There we go. So we're going to just, like, really jostle that for a little bit. And what should happen is that this should actually lessen. It should actually evaporate off, go into the atmosphere, go into a convention center. I don't know where it goes, but it should... Oh. See how there's now it's room for it to jiggle? See that? That's because it's reacting. And you would let this go until you can get enough to put a little sample into your liquid duplicator. And that will have you... it's turning a little bit more piss yellow. And that will allow you to make an infinite amount. That's when you'll get yourself a syringe full. That's when you'll put it into a bottle, which are also vanilla. People who have been thinking that these are modded objects, these burstable, applicable drugs, 100% vanilla. The bottle, which is just for you to shoot with, turns out you can just dump that liquid at any person nearby, and then if you fill it with something, you can absolutely just break it over someone's head to apply medicine. Very, very cool. Very, very helpful. It's my favorite way to apply drugs, because you can then just have people walk over the bottles next time you want to go in. I am going to turn this off, and we're just going to go ahead and... Yeah, you just trust me on that. You see it turning more and more yellow. It will eventually turn into your immortality serum. But if you think that I'm telling you about an immortal person's surgery, and it's only a chemistry lesson, you are sorely mistaken. First of all, welcome to the channel, because you clearly don't know who you're talking to. I am a goddamn master of scientific arts. I'm going to turn this off because it's annoying me. Oh, but we will have to rip all of John's flesh off on the Flesh Ripper offer. See that, Swan? See it? See it, Swan? See it? See it, Swan? See it? But I think it's about time for us to combine everything we've learned so far. If I remember correctly from the last freaking other day when I hadn't slept and I made this video, I talked about how bandages apply a regeneration effect to limbs and also keep juice inside. Very important, because like I said, how do you kill an immortal being? Suck all the juice out of them. So what we're going to do, we can go ahead and get started. We'll do it live. John, it's time. I'm confident in my abilities that we're just going to do this in one take. Shove John's head into the Ripper offer machine. Let it boot up. Yeah! And what we're going to do... Oh my god! We'll just cut this out of the final mix. Go ahead, John. Show him what's good, John. Yeah, he loves wider openings. Not too tight, please, says John. No problem, John. Oh, yeah. You know, I'm sure I can make this more efficient, but... I mean, it's not like he's alive anymore, right? Oh, for a second. And we're not gonna really worry about this. So, let's go ahead and set this thing to Wombo. Yeah! Give yourself a hand, John. That's a stupid joke. Alright. I'm gonna call that enough of a base layer of seasoning on this guy. Okay, we're gonna save our progress. So, now you've got your skeleton all season, now you gotta bring them back. And you're like, oh, will I just splash them with regeneration poison? Regeneration medicine? No, we're not doing that. Also, how hot is he? Sure does like to act like he's a lot hotter than he really is. I'm actually gonna free his legs. Okay. And we're gonna have to reapply some stuff to him anyway. So we're gonna do all this, and I'm going to actually mummify John real quick. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stab him with a mobile version of one of my favorite inventions. All right. So what I have here, and I know the name sounds fancier than it really needs to be, is the regeneration matrix. And what I like to do is I like to wire that directly into his brain, right? And I mean like a couple of different ways, because it's really got to hang out in there. And basically, as long as this thing, and we're going to phase link it, as long as this thing is in here, he is going to rapidly regenerate, alright? I mean, like, pretty dang rapidly. And so we're just going to let him rise. It's okay, buddy. Can you speak yet? Can you talk yet, buddy? It's okay. He's like, my implant's loose, like a Neuralink. He seems to actually love it. I know I say that, sarcastically a lot, but I think being covered in bandages, swaddling him like the baby that he is, I think that's made him not really care about the brain damage and the hyper and, the flesh ripper offer and all that other stuff, Like, he doesn't really seem to mind. So the cool thing about this is that this implant functions kind of like a TARDIS as well. Shrinking stuff in this game doesn't change anything about them. A shrunk gun will still shoot full-size bullets, that sort of thing. That means that it holds as much liquid as this. So in the event that he gets hit, and the weakness is kind of still the same for the immortal guy, if he gets his blood boiled out of him instantaneously, that's probably hot enough to fry the circuitry in this bad boy, and that means that he is going to... Yeah, he really likes that pulsing implant I gave him. That means that thing will be fried, but it will still give him the little bit of juice it has left in it, which is enough to... I have tested this. It is enough when exposed to a few nuclear blasts to completely regrow the body. But what we're going to do is we're going to take his pulsing implant, and we're actually going to remove it for a second, and we are going to pump him full of, like, I want to say 8 full doses of, like, all of the things down here. So we're going to take this guy, line him up with this thing, and we're going to pin his legs together. And he really doesn't like it, but he's already been made pseudo-super. He already has an adamantine skeleton, okay? So what we're going to do is we are just going to really let him have it, okay? And, like, yes, I know what you're saying. Why don't you just throw him in this thing again? Well, because I forgot, okay? Alright, so we need some... I actually have my ingredients left over here. So we need some Ultra Strength. Okay. Some Immortality. Okay. Some more Immortality. Uh-huh. You can a little play with it, It makes all sorts of cool colors. We're going to give them a little bit of Mending, because this is going to hurt. Immortality. And then we're going to give them my special secret ingredient, okay? So, again, we've been over this. What's the ways you could stop this guy? Boil all the blood out of his body instantaneously. You don't want anyone doing that with lasers, all right? If anyone does that with lasers, you're going to have a bad time. As an example, I do have... Oh, I had to take it off because it did this to a guy. I do have a laser blaster that shoots 900 rounds at one time. But, But this right here, anyway, this right here is Mirrorizing Agent. There's a couple of these. There's also Transparency Agent and that sort of stuff. There's all sorts of these things. Basically, in this game, there is a pink syringe. It is a completely random effect that you can do a lot of math, and you can basically filter it down until you have just the one effect you want. I've gotten basically every effect in the game by now, but there are also mods that will give you... I think if I go to here, you can see this other one. There's a mod that adds... Oh, I gotta play the mod list real quick. Okay, no, that's done. There's a mod that adds every liquid effect into the game in here. You can do that. Before that existed, you used to have to use, like, the centrifuge and play with the levels and mix it down. But you can now just cut straight to the effect you want. And the effect we want is Mirrorizing, which I already have here. I've distilled this one myself, so it has a special place in my heart and a special place in my soul. And we're going to grab this and just shove it in here. And what this does is it makes lasers bounce off of his flesh. It gives them the Tarrasque's reflective carapace. Alright? And I know you guys are thinking, Soda, this video's completely changed tones now that you've had a full night's sleep. I'm sorry, alright? I wish I could be charismatic all the time, but it's just not possible. Anyway, we're gonna crank this to and then just hit this guy with a little... Oh! Oh! And we're gonna really just make sure we give it to him. Okay. See how he's totally fine with it. Usually that mistake would cost us a life. Hey, man, I need you to go like this. Okay. See how we have a lot more wiggle room with this guy already. Yeah, take your medicine, nerd. There we go. Look at this, look at this, look at this. And this is without the regeneration matrix, okay? But we'll get into why I have that. What is this, hot? Come on, John. But we'll get into the regeneration matrix in a second, okay? Because there's a reason that you're like, why does the immortal guy have that? Why does, like, oh, okay, what is he need it to walk through a minefield, blah, blah, blah. No. Just, it's all about stopping the juice from leaking out, okay? So we're gonna give him back his throbbing, pulsing implant. I don't know where I put it. Did I drop that somewhere? Oh, there it is, on the floor. And we're just gonna see, he doesn't regenerate right now, so we're just gonna... Just gonna like, oh shit, dude, he leaned into it. He leaned into the chop. Okay, so we got this right here. And you can really put this wherever you want. I do have an experiment where it's just in the feet. But as you saw earlier, the power will build over time as his blood is replaced with healing serum. But it will flow down the body and affect the extremities less than the main part. But, you get it, So we're just gonna give him his throbbing implant back. There you go. He really likes how it throbs. And now it's basically time. Now, the only other layer, obviously, Brimpley is a little bit different, is you can custom make armor for these guys to really help them out. Shut up, Brimpley. But that is, again, it's a whole other video. Just know that if there's ever an armored guy, well, no, we'll play it by ear. Let's grab this guy and start testing him out, And you're like, okay, Soda, I mean, you already showed me this guy, but what could you possibly have to show me about him? Also, let's save. Save. Ultimate John. You know what? For a test, let's just do a classic. Let's shove him into the abyss. All right, so he needs a flashlight. All right, John. Arrivederci. We're gonna watch this in real time. Don't worry, John. I've removed the fall damage. What? I forgot we're in the lake. See how he tanked that water pressure, though? All right, fine. We'll throw him down this hole, but it's not nearly as flattering. Yeah? Yeah! Hold on. I gotta show you guys the stray bullet anator. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Yeah! Oh! Now let's see how he does lasers. Alright. Now to test out that mirrorizing agent I was telling you about. Yeah! This is one of my favorite ones, because as long as he can handle the recoil, which he can, given his special adjustments, he should be completely fine to handle, like, stuff like this. One of these frames is going to be the thumbnail. I just know it. And he's still and he's still going. And he's still going. Let's try this. 900 lasers. All right. Let's see if the game can handle this. Oh my god! The lasers got deflected. Is it gonna hit him again? It's not. And he's good as new. Now let's try the Junji Ito-inator. It's not the way in, dummy. And he's good as new. I love this little bugger. Alright, now let's line him up with the middle spike. Get your spine in there! Get your spine in there! Okay. Now we're just gonna follow John and turn on the Itoinator. It's inspired by that one comic strip. Yeah! Alright, now let's combine it with several other people in the Junji Itoinator. Get a couple right here. Garfield! Alright, at this point I'm just having a stroke. I don't even know. But, you know, all that aside, even if he is, like, basically the ultimate life form as far as we can get him in this state of the vanilla game, one thing we will... oh, Garfield completely crashed it. Never mind. Garfield!